Alright, so as you guys can see, here's what I've been telling you guys for the longest time. 34 U.S. Code, Section 12611, Motor Vehicle Theft Prevention Program. And this is under the title. In general, not later than 100 days after September 13th, 1994, the Attorney General shall develop, in cooperation with the states, a national voluntary motor vehicle theft prevention program. In this section, referred to as the program, under which the owner of a motor vehicle may voluntarily sign a consent form with the participating state or locality in which the motor vehicle owner states that the vehicle is not normally operated under certain specified conditions, and agrees to display program decals or devices on the owner's vehicle, and permit law enforcement officials in any state to stop the motor vehicle and take reasonable steps to determine whether the vehicle is being operated by or with the permission of the owner. If the vehicle is being operated under the specified conditions, and participating states and localities authorize law enforcement officials in the state or locality to stop motor vehicles displaying program decals or devices under specified conditions, and take reasonable steps to determine whether the vehicle is being operated by or with the permission of the owner. The uniform decal or device designs. In general, the Motor Vehicle Theft Prevention Program developed pursuant to this section shall include a uniform design or designs for decals or other devices to be displayed by motor vehicles participating in the program. The uniform design shall be highly visible and explicitly state that the motor vehicle to which it is affixed may be stopped under the specified conditions without additional grounds for establishing a reasonable suspicion that the vehicle is being used unlawfully. Now, you must keep in mind that that is your license plates, your tabs. Those are the only two designs that is issued by the state that go on your automobile. So listen to this. Section C, voluntary consent form. The voluntary consent form used to enroll in the program shall clearly state that participation in the program is voluntary. Clearly explain that participation in the program means that if the participating vehicle is being operated under specified conditions, law enforcement officials may stop the vehicle and take reasonable steps to determine whether it is being operated by or with the consent of the owner, even if law enforcement officials have no other basis for believing that the vehicle is being operated unlawfully. Include an express statement that the vehicle is not normally operated under the specified conditions, and that the operation of the vehicle under those conditions would provide sufficient grounds for a prudent law enforcement officer to reasonably believe that the vehicle was not being operated by or with the consent of the owner. Include any additional information that the Attorney General may reasonably require, under which stops may be authorized. The Attorney General shall promulgate rules establishing the conditions under which participating motor vehicles may be authorized to be stopped under this section. These conditions may not be based on race, creed, color, national origin, gender, or age. These conditions may include the operation of the vehicle during certain hours of the day, or the operation of the vehicle under other circumstances that will provide a sufficient basis for establishing a reasonable suspicion that the vehicle was not being operated by the owner or with the consent of the owner. More than one set of conditions. The Attorney General may establish more than one set of conditions under which participating motor vehicles may be stopped. If more than one set of conditions is established, a separate consent form and a separate design for program decals or devices shall be established for each set of conditions. The Attorney General may choose to satisfy the requirement of a separate design for program decals or devices under this program by the use of a design color that is clearly distinguishable from other design colors. No new conditions without consent. After the program has begun, the conditions under which a vehicle may be stopped, if affixed with a certain decal or device design, may not be expanded without the consent of the owner. A state or locality need not authorize the stopping of motor vehicles under all sets of conditions specified under the program in order to participate in the program. Motor vehicles for hire notification to lessees. Any person who is in the business of renting or leasing motor vehicles and who rents or leases a motor vehicle on which a program decal or device is affixed shall, prior to transferring possession of the vehicle, notify the person to whom the motor vehicle is rented or leased about the program. Type notice. The notice required by this subsection shall: A. Be in writing. B. Be in a prominent format to be determined by the Attorney General, and C. Explain the possibility that the motor vehicle is operated under specified conditions. The vehicle may be stopped by law enforcement officials even if the officials have no other basis for believing that the vehicle is being operated unlawfully. Fine for failure to provide notice. Failure to provide proper notice under this subsection shall be punishable by a fine not to exceed $5,000. Notification of police. As a condition of participating in the program, a state or locality must agree to take reasonable steps to ensure that law enforcement officials throughout the state or locality are familiar with the program and with the conditions under which motor vehicles may be stopped under the program. The Attorney General shall promulgate regulations to implement this section. Authorization of appropriations. They are authorized to carry out this section of $1,500,000 for a fiscal year, 1,700,000, and anyway, you get the gist of it. So, for those of you that don't know, if you go back, when you come back up here, it clearly tells you, okay, if you go right, so what we want to do is we want to go here. And when you go to the DMV, you don't get a voluntary consent form. Okay? They don't tell you any of this, what's in here. This is the law that's active right now. As you can clearly see, putting plates on your car, the tabs on your car, that's all voluntary. It's not mandatory. It never was and never will be. And these are the laws that they don't want you to know about and don't want you to see. And that's what you people need to understand. Now, tomorrow I'm going to record another one about Title 49 and show you the similarities of Title 49 and show you what it says. Because it says the same thing. So stay tuned for that, because that's coming. Okay? All right. This is Dark Angel. It's nighttime. I'm out of here. Deuces.